December 10th, 2019. It's a day etched in every Flash fan's calendar. Sure, it came 5 years earlier than we expected, but the only person complaining about that is Barry Allen. With the pivotal moment almost upon us, we wanted to grasp all the hype and talk about what's new with the team. Don't worry, viewers, everyone is getting a mention this time. We won't forget about Godspeed and Nora because clearly none of the main characters have either. Let's hurry up and get right into it. Why does it feel like every new season of the show starts with Barry Allen grieving? At this point, it's surprising he didn't end up as Batman. He's lost both his parents, and now his daughter from the future is gone too. We'll miss you, Nora. You are a breath of fresh air for the cast. Anyways, let's not dwell on Season 5 too much. The first taste of the new Allen comes in a high-speed chase. Our titular hero is speeding down the streets of Central City. The man he's chasing is none other than Godspeed. Well, actually, it's not. Turns out 4 versions of Godspeed with no ability to speak showed up over the summer. So the mystery continues for Barry Allen. But that's not what weighs down this season. The big hang-up for him is the missing speedster in his life. Excess is gone, sadly, and Barry isn't taking it well. As always, he tries to appear chipper, and that demeanor seems to take root for the whole season. He can't keep tossing himself into work every time that he loses someone. The writers know this. Clearly, Barry must wrestle with his own fate heading into this blockbuster event. It might be the moment that finally breaks through that hard shell. Finding ways to include Iris Allen onto the team was rocky for a few seasons. The adjustment period took some time, the character is officially in the groove. We see her finding her own goals now, and that includes making the Central City Citizen a big-time publication. However, Iris is also dealing with the absence of Nora. It's tough for the couple. Iris is hanging on to hope that Nora will return one day, but living in the future isn't helping her in the grieving process, something she's getting prepared to grasp with this season. However, the real emotional thread connecting her to the audience is the future loss of her husband. She knows it, we know it, everyone on the team knows the day they're supposed to lose the Flash forever. It seems that Iris is battling with both the future and the past this season, the same way that Barry did with Savitar earlier. Only this time, there's no H.R. Wells to stand in for the person. We now pause these breakdowns to give you a special new suit report. For this entry, we really need, to talk about this new suit. Everyone is celebrating the end of the Season 5 suit. It was indeed the worst one to date, and, lucky for us, the creators listened to the fans' feedback. Barry's bare chin is no longer exposed to the world. It was shamed back into a strap for the new season, and thank God for that. The cowl looks so much better now. The design and texture feels updated, but not out of touch with the original suit. The new look brings back some of the old parts that we all liked, while still looking fresh. The actual suit itself got some new flair too. In the first episode, Cisco fixes Barry's suit with tech from Nora's gauntlet. We're guessing that's what the gold lining on the costume is supposed to be now. It's the only thing that really makes sense. Cisco didn't fix the suit for fun this time. Instead, it had real dramatic implications tied to the episode's plot. Cisco ended last season on a bit of a down note. He went through all of Season 5 getting over Gypsy dumping him and the troubles with his powers. He finally found someone new and gave up his vibe abilities. It was a sudden change for the character, but put him back on the map. Let's be honest with ourselves. Vibe was becoming a fix-all. The producers needed to keep finding excuses for Cisco's powers not to work, and that was more trouble than it was worth. On top of that, Cisco's character works best as comic relief. His role as a hero was turning him too dark and too serious. He's living a normal life again with a normal girlfriend. Season 6 obviously plays off that flawed dynamic at times, but finally, Cisco can get back into what is his best role: the guy in the chair. Cisco clearly misses his powers. It feels like he states it at least once every episode. However, the team chemistry is in a better place now. In hindsight, the risk of getting rid of Vibe appears to be working for the story. Caitlin's arc went dark last season. Her hunt for her father, Thomas, was a pivotal drama in Season 5. It did fall a little flat in places, but the climax of this B-plot paid off in spades. It's now a defining aspect of her character. It's driving her to new goals and new ambitions in Season 6, and we are all here for it. Actually, it's not really Caitlin Snow developing as a character this time around. Instead, Killer Frost is getting time behind the wheel. Personally, we love the decision. Too often, fans relate Caitlin's character development to Frost's character development. People tend to forget the two have separate personalities. That separation means their goals in life are different. The new season sees Frost getting some quality time with Ralph Dibny. We just hope he doesn't turn her into a caricature hero who makes ice puns. Joel Schumacher already put us through that pain. Once was enough for an entire lifetime. Anyways, we're sure it won't really happen to this character. Mistakes like that don't happen twice, right? Ralph Dibny's character arc in Season 4 was a huge driver for the primary storyline. He was the last metahuman the Thinker needed to complete his plan. His powers grew and grew as the season progressed, and so did his responsibility. All that sorta stalled out in Season 5. Still, Season 6 is a new start for Ralph. He's probably one of the most free-flowing members of Team Flash. He spent the whole summer looking into a missing persons report and came back to the team with a fresh outlook. He's clearly coming into his own as a member of the group. At this point, it feels inevitable that Ralph is meant to stay on the sidelines as a B-plot superhero. He fits the role better than Cisco did, and his personality foils Barry's really well. However, his ability to grow as a character is limited now, and the writers show no signs of that changing. He enjoyed his brief moment in the limelight. Now it's time to move on and be the relief to Barry's dark moments. A new chance at life means a new look for Killer Frost, which the jury is still out on. It's certainly an upgrade, but it feels a bit underwhelming. It feels rude to say, seeing as it was a gift. However, the look leaves a bit to be desired. It's an improvement on the old designs, but boy, Cisco, the thank you gesture could have been better executed. Don't misunderstand our viewpoint here. We're fans of the new suit. The logo looks fresh and helps give Frost a more prominent hero vibe. She seems less like a random biker chick with white hair. Plus, most fans see the move as another way of blending the former villain into the team. She's a member of Team Flash, and she's going to keep Caitlin and Central City safe. The outfit proves it. It's only a design issue. The sleeves look a bit awkward in motion, and the colors are just a bit muted. There's simply not enough white or silver to complement the darker tones. It just needed a little bit more work is all. Admit it, hearing the sweet, soothing words of Sendhil Ramamurthy brought you back to a simpler time, when Heroes was the hit show on television and life was simpler. It's a treat to get him back into televised superhero dramas, and this role feels perfect for him. He hits all the notes this season. He plays Ramsey Rosso, a doctor researching a way to cure HLH. He's got some serious mommy issues and even calls her a coward in the first episode. It's an interesting start for the character, but the foundation is there. Once again, the writers seem to be building the villain on sympathetic grounds. He becomes blood work after mixing dark matter with his blood in an attempt to rid himself of cancer-producing cells. It's the best kind of Flash villain. When Grant Morrison took a run on the Flash comics, he emphasized the science in the stories. The turn to blood work as the main antagonist seems to be the show's return to those same roots. Anytime the show doesn't entirely depend on running faster than the villain, we're in for a good time. Well, looks like somebody didn't earn themselves a new suit. Maybe Ralph did something to make Cisco mad. Or perhaps the writers just plain forgot. Either way, it's sort of a bummer that Ralph didn't get new threads for Season 6. He's working hard to become a serious superhero, and the costume isn't helping. Maybe this is what happens when you get 2 new suits in a season. After that, you never get a new one ever again. Even Wally West, Kid Flash, is still rocking that retro look. Which is fair, Cisco can't get new outfits for everyone every year. He'd become the team's fashion designer full-time. There's simply no space for Dibny in the latest fall fashion release. However, the worst part is that his current suit is super boring. It's dull, earthy colors with limited inspiration. Nothing about his look shouts unique. It's not personalized at all. At least with the first look, he was different enough to be remarkable. It's time to go back to the drawing board and take some real time to consider Elongated Man's design. Give Ralph the time of day, CW! We've got to make sure everything is covered in this video, so let's quickly check in on the rest of the team and how the side character stories are developing. After all, every member of Team Flash gets a moment in the spotlight. Joe is now the captain of CCPD, and it's fitting him perfectly. The audience is getting signals that his arc is settling into a routine. Along for the ride is Cecily, who appears to be the same go-getter as always. Props to the writers. They have that relationship on cruise control, and the chemistry is just right. The one thing we're waiting to see is if a new or old Harrison Wells shows up, and how Camilla blends in with the group. Only time will tell how those 2 questions work out. Maybe Season 7 will tell us. The jury is still out on how Team Flash will get through the Crisis on Infinite Earths. There's a lot of development happening with the main characters, but that's hurting the role characters' time on screen. Let us know if you agree in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe and like the video to show your support of The Binger. Thanks for watching!